Hello. How are? Can you hear me okay? Do I sound clear? Not distorted? You have to excuse me, I'm still eating. That's why I'm in avatar mode at the moment. I'm just about to eat my pudding. Yeah. Right, that. How are we then? How are we all doing? It's rather nice, actually. Right, got a few birthday records from last year and some Christmas records to show. And whatever guests are going to pop on. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? No, I don't either. I don't. It's because I stated an opinion, and people always don't want to hear opinions, do they? I thought my last video was actually quite a nice video. A bit more brighter. I don't know. It is what it is. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own lives. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be negative. You know, I mean, if you're always negative, then yeah, that might be a problem. But you know, I'm a realist. I think people just want to. I don't know. But people just don't want to deal with that. Just want to live in their own bubble where everything's okay with people. You know, that there's no negativity. You know, we just show records almost hollow. You know, almost it's expected of you. You know. Just trying to put a bit of my personality on there a little bit, you know, just letting people know a little bit about me, you know, my character and my thoughts and feelings. I think most people like the video, but there's some that are gonna have to sort of take the piss and just, you know, say it's a mopey video or whatever. I just like, okay, whatever you think. People make their own judgments, and that's it. You can't do too much about it. You take me as I am, like anybody else which comes on here. You got to take them who they are. But it is easy just to be judgmental and not necessarily grasp the character or the person, I should say. Not quite understand, misunderstand someone, really. That's what I'm trying to say. It's very easily done. I think we all do it. I think we all watch videos and things, and we have certain thoughts, might not necessarily tally up with actually what's going on, the reality. Right. You worked there, did you? I started pretty young, actually. So I've been there almost 20 years, and that's quite a lot for a young person. Well, not quite so young now, but for a young person back then to stick around that sort of time. There's not many of us. It's not an easy job anymore. It's a high pressure job, I'd say now. It's not really caught up with the wage, the living costs, really. $10 years. Oh, that's some stretch. Yeah, city, that must be pretty tough. Sub office for 9 years. Then city night shift final year. What's a sub office? What was the night shift? Because now, pretty much, it's when it closes at I don't know, it varies depending what time of year, but I think it's about 6 o'clock the DO closes. And it's get locked up, and that's it. There's no one else there. I think they open up night shifts near Christmas for sorting. Actually, that's not quite true, actually, because the DPRs that work there now, the van drivers, they finished about 8 o'clock, so it'll be a bit later than 6. It used to be 6, but things have changed. So yeah, it'll be about 8 o'clock they lock up the office. Depending what day. I'm a bit confused at what the times are now, because it keeps changing all the time. Things keep changing. I don't think it'll ever go back to a position where it'll go back to bikes anymore. I like to think it would in a way, because it will kind of solve the Go Green agenda by 2030 issue. But I just can't see the business doing that. Vans now are a crucial part of the delivery, and the PDA as well, which is crucial now, essential tool for the job. That's before we have bits of paper, people to sign on, should they have a recorded delivery or a special delivery, which was all right until it rained, and the paper would get completely soaked, and you'll come back to the office on a bike, with a soaked bit of paper to hand in. People have signed or couldn't sign. Oh, those are the days. It's always been, I'll say, work has always been 20-30 years behind the times, I think, when I started. I think it's closed the gap since, but I think there's still a gap there. Right, Dad. Oh, I see.
Next time you call me ahead, I'll do all. I can't want you to.
Good. There goes the door. Oh, getting warm. Yes. People say it's, or did say it's a job for life, but I'm not quite so convinced anymore. I don't think it is anymore. I think those days are gone. So I'm just hanging in there as long as I can. Very quiet in the chat. I'll do some fun videos. I'll do something different, different from the norm. I wanna. Hi, Michael. I want to do some comedy. Bring some comedy to the community. I think it could do with a laugh. Could do with something different. Got a few ideas rattling around in my head. A few ideas forming. So I'm gonna do my live streams, you know, show records in my live streams, and just maybe go down a different path regarding the videos now. Don't know. It's all a bit up in the air. That's a good idea. Let's bring this down and go on camera. There we go. Set up a CRT TV down here. I got my consoles, my old school consoles in the furniture in front of me. PlayStation 1 and 2 and Dreamcast and what have you. But a lot of these old consoles have got shooting games, and obviously I can't use that on a modern HD TV or PC monitor. So I brought this down so I can play them on. Not that I'm likely to play them, but I might do one day. How you doing then, Michael? Do. Better get some vinyl out now. It's record time. Now we've got some records here. A fair few. Bit of a mix of albums and compilations. Mostly albums. Sure. There you go, Michael. Michael's going to jump on now and he's going to completely blow my speakers, so I'll turn the volume down now before he does. With that huge mic he has. He's probably laughing now to himself. I better hide that. Here he is. Probably an hour or two. Probably an hour or two. You all right, Mike?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna blow those speakers straight into oblivion, my friend.
You always do.
How's my volume?
Yeah, you're right. I was only teasing.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't get a chance to get out and buy any albums. So, so what I did was, I guess if I don't have any, I shouldn't have shown anything around. Remember we did that other stream? I showed what I had gotten. That was around the holidays. I should have held off. I didn't even think about it.
No, that's all right.
So what I did was I didn't even look at them. I just grabbed a chunk of CDs. I did another blind pull.
Okay.
So I got a bunch of CDs in this bag, and then we'll do like before. And I'll just reach into the bag and blindly pull it. So I have no idea what's in it. I just grabbed a chunk of stuff and do it in there. And that way, at least I can talk about something you guys might want to explore.
Sure.
All right, very good. My session today will be a little short. I need to be out here, roughly by 5 my time, so about an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Before we can.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna make the best of it, though. That's for doggone sure. Hey, everybody in the chat, how you doing?
How are we all doing that?
Yeah. So, how are we gonna start this off, buddy? Oh, by the way, you were just talking about, before we go any further, I was catching some of what you're talking about. So, what's this thing with comedy that you're thinking about doing?
I might sort of do some character videos, some skits or something.
Mm-hmm.
Some funny stuff.
Okay.
Sort of just having fun, really. Not that it's much to do with the vinyl or anything, but kind of music related in some way,
And we could, I've got not a ton, but I've got some comedy on wax, so I can have some vinyl, some comedy albums available as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of work into it if you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to do this. What we spoke about regarding the hat tricks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That might be a little while. I'll let you know the progress on that. But I got a feeling I packed too many things away. I may not be able to do it because. Yeah, it's just randomly. I've got albums put away, I got CDs, and I got cassettes, but not in any type of order.
We can set a date in the future, so it'll give you time to put something together.
Yeah, and that might be limited because if I got certain things packed away, you're not getting unpacked because, like I told you, I'm kind of in like a stasis right now between trying to move, so I don't want to unpack anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so it may have to happen, after I've relocated, which, oh my goodness, I hope I do. I'd like to no later than the summer.
Right.
Get out of here. So we'll see where it goes from there.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I didn't realize you were moving.
I've been trying to. Well, not trying to. I've been looking at places on and off since about June of last year because my building got bought out and they raised my rent.
Right.
So I want to get out of here because that's just more money a month that I don't want to be spending extra that I'm giving them. So but, it's not going to be that easy finding stuff in my area, and I want to stay in the area, but I'll just keep working at it and we'll see what happens. But yeah, once I relocate, my stuff is going to be a little bit more aired out, but I've got at least a third, almost half of my place packed up already. So
okay, yeah. I imagine you got quite a bit of stuff then, Michael.
Man, that's why I've seen a couple of places, but I haven't been able to find just the right one because I've got a great amount of storage space here. And I need to find some place because I've lived here for 18 years, Simon. That means I've acquired a lot of things. But what I try and do is I try and do like a flush out period every like 6 months to a year. I go through my whole apartment and anything that's been sitting around that hasn't been. I'm talking about anything from a pair of socks to a refrigerator. If I'm not using it, it's gotta go. I don't have the luxury of holding on to things like I used to. So
I wish I could be like that, but I just hold on to things because either I don't know, for a number of reasons, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, most of mine is sentimental.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah.
Not everything. I mean, some things you can go, something, we're long past this. I can get rid of it. And then there's just something that's so linked to who you are. You just want to hold on to them because they're linked to who you are. And there's like memorabilia you have left of a particular time that really was influential in your life.
Emotionally connected to some things, and like you said, sentimental value. I can remember like when I was my dad was around, I had loads of tools in the garage. You know, I studied car mechanics and, you know, worked for a garage for a little while, and went on to sort of do all sorts of things. It's kind of like a jack of all trades, really. And I accumulated quite a load of tools. And my dad used to say, "You're going to get rid of all those tools, or some of those tools. You've got so many of them." And so it's not something you can just give away, is it? The tools, because you know at some point the likelihood is that you're going to need them again.
Yeah, but then you stumble onto them like 2 years later, and you're telling yourself, "Why do I still have them?"
I know.
You rationalized it. You forgot.
I mean, most of the time they are just sitting there unused, but there is the odd time where you do need them, you know, and it's nice to have them at your disposal rather than keep buying them again every time you need something.
Now that's something I have a tendency of not as much as I have. I never find myself accidentally buying something twice. If I buy it twice, I know I already have it, but I've never accidentally bought anything twice. Surprisingly, I'm surprised I haven't.
But you don't have any doubles, CDs, or vinyl?
If I do, it's intentional. It's not because I accidentally bought something.
Right.
Like I've got, like I told you, I'm rebuying some of my older, most beloved classics, like Yes, and other various artists that I followed, where I still have their albums, but they're a little shoddy, you know, or even if they play well, it's still kind of, you know, beat up a little bit. So, but I don't plan on doing that with every album. That would cost way too much money. But, you know, particular ones I'll grab here or there. Every once in a while, I'll jump on. Like recently, I've made, only because it was just quickly convenient, and I really wasn't able to get out to a lot of stores around Christmas time. But this year, I gave a lot of respect to Rhino, and I ordered some albums directly from them, like the Tales of Topographic Ocean was directly from them, and a couple of Yes albums and a few other things. So
I do when I say CDs for like 50p or £1 at charity shop, I have in the past brought an additional one. I'll have that for the car, you know, because it's a convenience thing, isn't it?
Once again, you're buying it because you know you already have it, and you're buying it for a particular purpose. You're not just, well, I mean, and I'm sure it does happen, but you're not just walking into a record shop and then you're coming home going, "Oh my God, I already have this." I don't do that. I never come home and go, "I already have this." I just, whatever it is, when I see it, I'll know if I have it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, you know, it's a little wary. I'm like, I know I have this, but do I have it on cassette, CD, or album? Now that question might come into view.
Yeah, that comes a problem sometimes. I think to myself, I know I got it, but is it on vinyl I've got it on, or is it on CD? What is it? And I'm thinking, normally I can work it out, but you know.
And not everything I have on vinyl has to be on CD and cassette, and so forth for the rest of it. I'm not trying to triple everything out. And there's some things I'm not gonna be able to triple out simply because either certain things aren't getting pressed anymore, or they came out in the 90s when no vinyl being pressed. Hey, 4D.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
On the show.
Nice arrangement there. It looks like you only have one or two cassettes and albums. Where's your collection at? You don't have much.
This might, I was going to say this might bring back memories for Simon, but it might be before your time, Simon.
Oh, yeah, way before my time, yeah.
Did even when you started, did they not have those type of bags?
No, they were all red when I started.
Oh, wow, okay. I've managed to hold on to that since the 1980s. So if you're ever in Manchester and you see a guy shopping with this on his back, that's me, because I still use it for shopping.
Well, they're made to last, aren't they?
Yeah, and they have. I had about when I quit, I hung on to about, how many did I have? Maybe 3 or 4, and this is the last one. It's just starting to develop holes in the bottom, so it's not going to last more than another 2 years.
No.
But that's pretty good. From 19.
Doesn't have any Royal Mail branding on there then.
It does. It does have a Royal Mail thing inside it, and the same as my bike, which is out in the garden shed, which I've had since 1985.
Wow.
What happened is just before the Royal Mail started to add gears onto the bikes, they sold off the old bicycles. So I got that for, I think it was about a £5 they sold me that for, but it still has a carrier on it. Just has no gears.
No.
Yeah. Here's mine. 4D.
Whoa, camo. That's classic.
All right, with it there, buddy. There's soft things in there. That's why I was able to toss it.
I think I've got my old railway rucksack somewhere that had everything in it.
Yeah. You throw that right in the trunk and you're good.
Yeah, I mean, it had flags in it. It had spare whistles.
You didn't happen to keep one of the lanterns, did you, Ian, from the railway?
I've got one of the torches.
All right.
One of the, not with the little, they often issued us with these little tiddly ones. But when I first started, it was a proper lamp, and I've still got it somewhere.
What year did you start?
I didn't start till 2000 and something. I left 4 years ago. I retired early through ill health.
Right.
Yeah, I got 12 years on the railway, so. I've still got my T key as well, which I shouldn't really have because it opens every door, every carriage on the railway. But I've just kept it for a memento. I would never go and use it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm not meant to take it off.
But the whistle comes in handy. You know these scam phone calls you get saying that they're from Visa Security.
Right.
I usually press to speak to someone, and I get, because it's a proper metal one of them ones made in Birmingham, and just go down the phone at them.
Well,
I'm evil like that.
I was about to tell Simon my first encounter with a compact disc ever, and I mentioned this on a live stream the other day, but I got the date wrong. The date must have been, because I had a Lynn Sondek turntable at the time. So that means it has to have been 1988. So I was still a postman, still working at the sub office, and in the local precinct, the record shop had closed down, but the distributors were still selling them records, and of course you're supposed to send them back. But a mate of mine, whose round it was, gave me the first compact disc I'd ever seen. So I had no experience of a compact disc. All I knew, there was a picture on one side and a silver surface on the other side. So I knew you had to play the silver surface, but I couldn't see any grooves in it. So I took it home, I put it on the Lynn Sondek, and I dropped the needle on the silver surface. That's how naive I was in 1988 even.
I brought my first CD I ever brought was Vigilante Magnum.
What year was that?
That would have been 85.
Oh wow, that's right. Okay.
And I got a new deck, and it had a CD player in it. I'd saved up this money, for about a year or so, and then I had this money, and they said for an extra 50 quid you can have this CD player. It's the new thing.
Well, for 1985, that would have been science fiction to me. That would have been Tomorrow's World stuff.
But I was what, 20? I was 19, so yeah. So I was up and hip and all that sort of thing.
Right.
And I mean, I had to sell them all eventually because I downsized. And I ended up with about 3,000 CDs.
Woof.
Yeah. Wow. I went a bit mad.
Do you miss them now, having sold them?
Wow.
Sort of, but I was clever enough to put them all on here before I got rid of them. That is my CD collection.
Oh, cool.
So
right.
what I do now, I've got one of them little USBs, and my deck now's got a USB port. So if I want to listen to something off here, I just transfer it on, go and plug it in, and away I go. I've still got all my vinyl, but something had to go, and I just couldn't get rid of the vinyl. You just don't do that. That's rude.
Well, the guys here before I came up were talking about the sentimental value in things like tools and stuff like that, and I feel that loss with all the vinyl I got rid of in 1990. I had an amazing film soundtrack collection, and in order to keep Ford Capri on the road, I sold the fucking lot and all my 45s as well. And quite a few film posters, and I really regret that badly now.
Yeah, when I did my move, I reckon someone stole some of my singles.
Youch.
I think everybody has a story, particularly if you're one of the old school, like some of us are. We thought we saw the writing on the wall, and when CDs came up, man, so many people just unloaded their albums. Me, unfortunately, I didn't unload mine because of the CDs. It was just a bad time around here, and there were no jobs, and I was constantly going back and forth to the stores. Here's a crate, and selling them just to survive.
Right.
So that's why a lot of mine were gone, and then I had to kind of recombinate them, and then a couple of friends have also been kind enough to give me, certain portions of their collections that they weren't, And then, like I said, I just started voraciously just going back out and hunting again and finding the joy again in it. And wound up, collecting a crap load of CDs. I mean, I got a lot of them.
More than vinyl?
I think I do. But that may change soon. I told Simon I have a friend who's going to give me his collection. So I'm just waiting for him to come back here because he moved to California. I don't know if everybody don't know. I'm in Detroit. He moved from California. He was my postman for years, and we would talk about music all the time. And we found out that we were both really, really passionate about Elvis Costello, and that's almost a lot of what we talk about. But he moved out to California where most of his family was. He wanted to be with them because he retired from the post office. But he comes back here immediately because he's got friends and family. And so hopefully he'll be back here at least once this year so that when he comes back, I'll be backing up a truck and I can't wait, man. I can't.
Right. I'll bet.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at least for right now. But yeah, I have an amazing amount of music that's kind of obscure and that you're just not gonna. And most of it came out in the '90s. You're not gonna find them on LP at all. You'll never find them.
Right. So
I definitely want to hold on to those.
I didn't get a turntable again until about a year ago. So I went for, I don't know, maybe 20 years without a turntable. And I've started to buy back all the old film soundtracks I used to have in the 1970s, which I swore I was never going to do because I knew it would cost me a fortune to do it. But that's what I've done. I've pretty much caught up with what I once had now in the 12-inch singles that I used to have and in the film soundtracks, but it's cost me a lot. Some of the stuff I've got which was you could find easily when I first had it, but now is become real rarities.
Yeah.
I only got a turntable last year, chaps? I got my turntable. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a new one, didn't you?
What were you doing exclusively then, Ian? Were you just doing digital or CDs? What was going on?
I have a bit of everything. I've got a few CDs. I've got me audios on my thing, and I've got loads of albums and that sort of thing.
You got some good albums there. Some
yeah.
other expensive ones.
I've seen you show stuff in the past. I just figured you always had a phonograph, as they say.
No, I got rid of it because it was broke, and albums weren't the thing then. But when I moved here, I thought, right, I want.
So Ian, how many years elapsed when you didn't have a turntable before last year?
About the same as you, mate.
Wow.
But I still had it all on CD, and I was still buying stuff, and then but now I'm gone back to my albums. I'm not going to get everything because there's certain things I want on album. Like at the moment, I'm going through this fad of getting the first about 7 or 8 Moody Blues albums. Because I love the early Moody Blues. So, I'm going through that. And if I see anything at record fairs, I don't go in with, I've got to get that. If I see it and I like it, I buy.
I'm rebuying Yes and Pink Floyd. I just a few weeks ago, I just got from Rhino. I didn't get a chance to go out to the stores. I do support mom and pop, but I did Rhino because they had a special. I couldn't pass it up, and so I picked up Tales from Topographic Oceans just recently. I picked up, Animals and Dark Side of the Moon, which I think of course, those 2 albums I think I've purchased and lost or gave it away. I don't know how many times, but you always want to keep have those as your mainstay. So yeah, I'm trying to refresh some of my older stuff, not everything because that would cost too much. But some of my old classic and favorites, I want them nice and fresh. And, a lot of people talk about 180 gram. And it's like, well, is 180 gram really any better than, 140? Personally, psychologically, I like that it's heavier and weighted. Plus, as far as I'm concerned, it's just going to make the warp factor a lot less.
Yes.
So if there's only one reason for me to get 80 gram, aside from hopefully it sounds better, less warp.
Yeah, I mean, I've got all my Queen albums up to Innuendo are all originals. When they come out, So I've got the Final Cut. I brought that when it came out. Pink Floyd, so that's an original. My Iron Maiden are all originals as well. So, a lot of the stuff I've got are original albums. I've even got that Freddie Mercury, Mr. Bad Guy, when it came out. Yeah. I don't play it, but I will never get rid of it because I know people. Because it's an original, they want it. They think they've got to have it, and there's no way am I getting rid of that.
I don't know why I didn't get a copy of that. I'm a huge Freddie Mercury fan. I got pretty much almost all of Queen myself, but I remember when that came out. Wasn't that around the time? Something about Barcelona? Remember he was doing something.
Mr. Bad Guy came out in about 85, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Around Live Aid or something like that.
Yeah, it's round about that sort of time. Yeah.
I wish I had picked one up myself. You know what else? I tell you, man, kept secret, and I wish one thing I'm looking for on vinyl, and that is Roger Taylor, the drummer of Queen, did a solo album that is bizarre as all get out, and I'm trying to find it again. I'm gonna jump on the net real quick. I forgot the name of it, but it's a really, really, really good.
Yeah, I've got one of his albums. I brought it when it came out.
Did it have a picture of a weird, like, alien on the cover?
No, mine's Strange Frontier.
Oh, then he's come out with more than one then.
Oh, he's got about 5 or 6. Now, that has got a brilliant version of Bob Dylan's Masters of War on.
Oh, he does a cover of it?
Yeah, and Bruce Springsteen's Racing in the Street.
No, no kidding.
Yeah, I've got that. That's a great album. That's funny enough. It's going out as a short on my channel this week. Was it next week? Well, in the next couple of weeks.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I like Fun in Space as well. I had them all on CD as well. So I've got them all somewhere on my little thing. So yeah.
I had that Roger Taylor on wax. I don't know if I'll ever find that again.
Funny enough, this afternoon I actually had he's made an live album after he brought out his most current album, and it's got Queen songs on it and all his solo stuff.
Yeah, he release something within the last like 3 years or something.
Yeah, The Outsider. It's the pink cover. But he released a live album as well.
Get out! Is it live Queen or just him solo?
Him solo.
Wow, I didn't know.
It's got a lot of his solo stuff and a few Queen songs that he used to sing.
Yeah, man. The stuff that he contributed. I'm talking about the stuff that he was primarily writing with Queen. I'm in love with my car. It's awesome, man. And he wrote some really good stuff. And I always liked his the whiskey tone he had in his voice, kind of scruffy and rough. I like that.
Yeah, I like Drowse off the
Yeah,
Drowse is beautiful.
It sounds exactly how it's named. It's very
I very nearly mentioned your stream, Ian, on when I was last on Rachel's Ghost. There was a big wide-ranging conversation about the difference between parody and attack videos, and I'm not. This isn't meant to go into any sort of controversial thing now. I'm just trying to localize one little example. One little example of something that was very funny that happened on your stream. And I very nearly went into it when Mazzy said he'd never seen anything funny on Davy Strangename's site, because Davy Strangename can be sometimes controversial in a bad way. But I could have reached for an illustration of one of those times where he does a parody that's harmless and that's funny, which I remember from about 2 years ago. So what he did is he clipped some of your show, and you must have had 5 or 6 people on the panel, and you were all discussing Arthur Brown. You know, the guy who did Fire.
Yeah.
And it was controversial in himself, because a lot of his gigs kicked off when he was touring, partly because he set the place on fire very often with that ridiculous thing on his bonnet with fire coming out of his head.
Because wasn't he was already kind of tall anyway, so I'm sure the flames.
Yeah, plus he wore these sort of inflammable robes.
Yeah,
he was a walking fire hazard, that guy. So you were all showing albums from Arthur Brown, and then there was a fellow called Mike Vinyl Spiral. Right, okay. Yeah. And he'd sat very quietly all this time, and then he just said, "Excuse me, I'm sitting in the flat. I'm sitting in the house that was formerly the property of Arthur." He's living in Arthur Brown's house.
Yes, he is.
When he said that, it's like the whole panel was completely gobsmacked because he just brought it up out of the blue and nobody was expecting it. Okay, so what Davy? So that's brilliant in itself. Before Davy Strangename gets hold of it. But what Davy Strangename did is he played that clip, and then when Mike sprung his revelation, behind Mike, he had these orange curtains. Now, in the late 60s, early 70s, everything was orange. Every piece of decor, your cushion covers, your carpet, everything. So Mike had these orange curtains behind him. So all of a sudden, Davy Strangename's animated an arrow pointing to Mike's curtains, just as Mike saying, well, actually, Arthur Brown used to live where I am now. And underneath the arrow, it said Arthur Brown's curtains. I just thought that was brilliant. And underneath that, in the comments, you both commented, like you, Ian, commented that you enjoyed the joke. And so did Mike Vinyl Spirals. He enjoyed it as well, which is proof that there was no malice in it. It was just like, that's a proper parody video. So I mean, I love that, and I didn't see your show go out. So if it wasn't for Davy Strangename, I would never have been privileged to see that. What a great moment that was, that he just suddenly sprung that revelation on everybody.
Yeah, the odds of somebody, being on the stream with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a VC. That's a VC highlight to me.
Here's
Good moment.
Here's the Roger Taylor. If you guys, wait a minute. Let me try and get it out of the light.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, it's called Fun in Space.
Fun in Space. Yeah, that is a good album.
And it's very, very experimental. You would be surprised. From what I remember, it's a lot of synthesizer stuff going on here. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, it's. I love it. I really, really want it back. Really want it back. If you find, guys, I'm telling you, you'll find it very cool. You're gonna go, this is Roger Taylor. It's gonna surprise you.
So 4D, this will be my first time. Obviously, you've come onto my live stream. I've never seen you on Rachel's before. I don't know if you've been on there. I know you go on the comments. I'll see your comments, but have you actually been on the live stream?
The first live stream I went on Rachel's was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So
Wow.
I did that 3 or 4 times, and then there was a long layoff, and so I went back and did a live stream. It was only 1 month ago, so that was the last live stream I did there a month ago.
Okay.
Which was, I mean, it could have been very contentious, because the reason I was up was to answer for an argument that I'd had with PBthal in the comments, but it turned out all right. So it wasn't a barn burner. It was quite a decent conversation for 3 hours that we all had.
Right. Oh, it's nice to finally meet you. Do you have a name, or do we just call you 4D?
4D is good for me. In case the reason I'm hedging my bets is I took early retirement, and now that I'm actually state retirement age, I'm starting to. I liked it when it was a voluntary retirement, but now that I'm of an age where it's actually mandatory retirement, I don't like it. I feel like I'm suddenly feeling boxed in.
You feel the same way. I feel the same way here in the States. Now that I've become, official.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pain, kind of.
It is. Because I don't like the idea of no going back. So I'm thinking about going back to lecturing for maybe 1 or 2 years, but only if I can get the position of lecturing to postgrads that I used to have. So I'm trying to keep that option open. And if I keep that option open, what I don't want is the kind of doxing that Fred Putterman put up with. If it turns out I let it go, and if my memory is going, my memory is not as good as it was. So in a bit, I won't be capable of lecturing, because you know, if you're standing in front of about 50 people, young people, and you're saying, "Oh, what was his name now? It's on the tip of your tongue now. Wait a minute, and I'll tell you." You've lost them completely. So if I don't make a decision this year, then it won't matter if I'm doxed next year, because I'll be past my sell-by date. But for the time being, I'll stick with 4D just for that reason, so that I don't face the kind of hassles that Fred Putterman put up with.
Well, now here in the States, let's say I wanted to go back and lecture. I was a retired, teacher or something.
Yeah,
I could still go back and lecture. I mean, I would have my, status, Social Security wise. But it's just like, if you want to go back, you can go back and make as much as you want after you retire here. And they tell you, well, I think there is a cap. I can't remember what that cap is, but here, if you're retired and you continue working, if you don't, dodge the tax system and you pay into the, that extra work that you're getting, it makes your monthly disability, Social Security actually go up.
Well, here the plus in the UK is that you don't pay any national insurance contributions once you're past retirement age, so you can earn more. So that's a plus. And I feel like I've got maybe one more trip left in me. and it'll either be going back to the United States or else going to Venice. But I can't afford it unless I go back to work for maybe a couple of years. So that's the incentive if I go back, and also to keep my mind alive. But I don't know what it is. There's something. The very fact that I'm talking about it now means it's less likely that I'll do it, because if you talk about doing something instead of doing it, you know, it's that old thing. So I don't know. Yeah. I think it's just inertia that's sort of holding me back. But I want to keep that door open. I don't like the idea of that door being closed forever. Like I can't go back and lecture anymore.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to go too much into the gory details, but when I left work through my health, I didn't draw on my railway pension because I would have lost a lot of money. But this year is my big 60, which you can take your railway pension at 60, which I was going to do anyway. So I can do one big, and I'm going to go to Japan.
Whoa!
Wow. Nice.
There you go. Well, you know what?
Tokyo O'Brien can fix you up with
Michael Rice, Michael can as well. Yeah, and I'm also going to take a trip to Australia as well because I've got a friend in Australia.
Whoa.
That's funny you should say that, because my desire is to come you guys' way at the end of this year. I'm hoping, but economically things aren't looking good. But I would like to be landing and walking. I would like to be in London sometime in October, November of this year. Fingers crossed. I've traveled a good portion of the world. I've been to Australia. It's awesome. But I've never, ever been to Europe. I have to go. I have to go. And now the possibility is so close. Just economically, because the U.S. dollar is much weaker in the UK now. And I don't want to, be paying too much extra, coming out. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I went to Chicago, it was the time that for my £1, I got $2.
Wow.
I know. It was unbelievable. We would had a round of drinks with these guys in Chicago, and we were watching. My mate's a Chelsea supporter, and they were playing, and they joined in, I think the drinks bill came to something like $50. And they went, God, I don't know if we got enough. And me and Lee just went, it's just, that's nothing. That's what, 25 quid. We spend that in England.
Military days when I was traveling. Oh my God, the American dollar was outrageous. How valuable it was around the world at that time.
Yeah, I remember back in the 80s when I worked in with learning disabilities. We did sports and Special Olympics, and Mildenhall Air Base put on a Special Olympics. So when we got onto the base, we all had to have dollars, of course, and it was amazing. Wow, I took £50 at the time in English money, which was a lot of money. And I've got about $150.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Something, I'm going to bring us full circle right back around to the music, because when I was in the service in the 80s, the guy, they have a little canteen on the ship. It's like a store. You can go in there and buy shaving goods, all kinds of stuff. And the guy who ran the store looked exactly like Billy Idol. he had spike, and his hair was bleach blonde, but he was a punk. He literally was a punk, and so he ran the store. The great thing about it is, even if I was out on the water for 30, 40 days, the helicopters would come in and they would drop in the goods. Go into the record shop, man. I look in the cassette, He's got the specials. He's got Susie and the Banshee. So I didn't miss out on any of it. I was very lucky to have this guy who was already in tune with new wave and punk, but he was in the service. And he would, and the stuff that would come in on CD and cassette. On cassette, not CD. They weren't done, but on cassette. I got to really. That's how I built up a lot of my cassettes, not only from the 70s but the 80s. Was through.
Yeah, sounds like my mate Dave. I've got my mate Dave that helps me on my stream. On my channel. He worked in the diplomatic service, and he spent a lot of time out in places like Abu Dhabi and Karachi. And I think it was when he was in Karachi. There was a guy who used to go to this shop, and if you'd take a load of blank cassettes and tell him what music you want on it, he'd fill up, and you just go back, and Dave never missed out on his music because this guy like you was just supplying him with all what was.
Mhm.
And now I've seen them. I mean, he had thousands of these cassettes of all stuff that was when he was away, so he could still keep up with. I mean, especially when you're in places like Abu Dhabi and you can't listen to much Western music,
They're all pirated cassettes though in those kind of places, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but he didn't care. He was still getting his music.
Yeah. I've got some cassettes here that have partial English, and like I bought some cassettes in Korea that I still have, and other places that have, print. You can tell, yeah, they bootleg these. You could tell, but they sound great, even though they're bootleg.
Quadrophenia on cassette. Good grief, man.
Now that's, I don't know where you're going to find that much anymore.
That's what, 74, is that? 74?
Wow.
Or 76, maybe?
I've got.
Can we have a look at the cassette, Nick? The actual cassette.
Sorry?
Can you have a look at the actual cassette?
73.
Wow, 73, okay.
Yeah, see, I've got some really old cassettes too, and I've got Yes on cassette. I'm trying to remember which album, and the cassette itself is a different color. It's pink. The cassette is pink. I'm going to try and find it, Simon, one day. I don't think that's packed away. I'm going to try and find it one day and pull out. You guys got to see it. It's really, and it came in a different kind of case. Back then, they had these really hard cases where you slide the cassette down in it. So the top of it you could still see, but you could pull it out. And I've still got it. I got to find it.
Cassettes have become a bit of a thing now in the cassette. Well,
Yeah.
isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like similar to vinyl.
Yeah, I had all my AC/DC albums on cassette.
Yeah.
But they wore out.
Played with that.
Yeah.
I keep debating, am I going to start collecting AC/DC vinyl again? And I thought, I had them on CD and I've got them on my audio, and they still sound great.
What is your opinion, and this is everybody, about worn out cassettes? What do you do with them? Do you keep them for sentimental reasons, replace them with something else, or do you just get rid of them with the
I
cassette
got rid of them. There's no point.
case with them?
I just got rid of them once they were died. I got rid of them.
Mm.
I never was in a phase, even when I had a twin cassette player, I never was in a phase where I bought commercial cassettes. I only used the cassettes, blank cassettes, for recording from my vinyl stuff. So when I sold all my old vinyl stuff, I still had my old cassettes, which I've still got. But like you say, it's for sentimental reasons, probably. I don't think I'll ever play them again.
I own one cassette, and it's what was given to me by Fish from Marillion. He gave me a.
That's the only one I own.
Is it? What?
Yeah, the only cassette I own. I played it once. I won't play it again.
No.
Simply because, and if I can grab them, I've got. That's British. That normally stays in the car. That's British. And one of these is French, and the other one's West Germany, which is obviously before the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Sometimes it's best not to play them, because if you play them again and they don't work,
Yeah, well, I
then
think it's worth a few quid, Simon. So
yeah, preserve it.
You guys got me super geeked up. Now I'm gonna search for that Yes cassette.
Yeah, my Marillion one. It's recorded in Ashton Clinton Village Hall in 1981. So it's Marillion before they were really famous. And I've also got a copy of their first session at the EMI Studios that Fish gave me.
Yeah.
So I transferred it onto CD straight away. And I think I've only ever played this cassette once, and I've put it somewhere safe. But I put it onto a blank CD. But yeah, that's the only cassette I own now.
But
I've got the vinyl album as well.
When you got your turntable again, Ian, a year ago, and you put your first vinyl record, you lowered the needle on the first vinyl record. Was that not like a flashback of nostalgia immediately?
Oh God, yeah, it's like putting an old pair of slippers on.
Yeah, I found that too last year.
And the first, you know what the first album I put on? Deep Purple in Rock.
Okay, cool. And immediately you were 30 years younger in a flash.
I know that original. Yeah, Speed King in its glory. You're like,
There you are, Nick. Here's my copy.
Yeah, I promised myself a really mint Japanese one with the Obi strip in it for my birthday this year.
Nice. Did anybody get anything for Christmas? Vinyl wise or CD wise?
Well, you know, I already showed mine. Yeah, I already showed mine last week, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I got one.
So I've got a few bits here, but I don't want to sound too show offy. So
Yeah,
I maybe just show two albums or something.
yeah, and I'd show mine again, but it might be that would bore people to show them all over again. So
I've got a brand new coffee mug of the sister-in-law.
there you go. Dude, I am so bummed out we lost Terry Hall last year. Oh, man.
That's nice.
That is so cool. I mean, I love
that's
it.
cool.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Huge fan of ska.
The thing is, I normally drink out of a Jaws one, and I'm loath to get rid of it.
Yeah,
There you go. Nick's kicked off the first show and tell. I'll go next.
Well, I'll just be pulling from a bag of CDs, and I'll just be talking about a particular artist or whatever. I'll be doing a blind pull from a bag.
There you go, Nick. Nick, that one Epic Cup says B-size, Jenny mid-size.
Of course it is, Jenny.
Hey,
drink from anything else.
Yeah. Hey, B-sides, I've been meaning to come up on one of your live streams because I'm subscribed to you. I just realized a couple of days ago when I went back to my settings, YouTube, for whatever reason, has a tendency, it wants to change your settings around.
I didn't realize she was doing live streams. I would have.
I had it
If I'd known that, I would have tuned in.
I didn't have I had the notification bell on, but it wasn't clicked to all. So I wasn't getting her notifications. Now I will. So hopefully I'll be able to pop in there when you're live, B-sides.
I haven't, so I would have clicked on otherwise, but I'll try and look out. I'll make sure my notifications are on actually, and then try to look out for your live stream when it comes up next.
Yeah.
So one of my birthday gifts was this Brian Ferry retrospective. There you go, Michael.
Yeah. You know, he's my guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's a compilation, selected recordings from 73 to 2023. So two set.
I really need to get that. I really do.
Nice.
It's just nice to have. Nice little playlist of his hits. So,
I'm glad you brought that up, Simon. That's a get. And I'm talking about
Brian Ferry does Me and Michael.
yes, sir. I've got pretty much all of his solo stuff. I think almost all of it.
I haven't got some of his recent stuff on anything, so I'll have to.
I still need to get. I like to get Frantic on wax. I got that on CD or DVD or CD or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Do I have Frantic?
That was the first time he had collaborated. Well, he brought Brian Eno on for that, and it had been years since they worked together. That goes back to like the 20 teens or something like that. I think it came out like 20 something. And Brian Eno is strongly represented on that album. It's very, very good.
Don't have that one. Need to get that one.
It wasn't one of his biggest, but I liked it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the lesser ones can be very, very good, can't they?
Most often.
So, Michael, you're still looking. Nick's.
I've got one.
So I'll go to Ian next then. Go round.
Oh,
Okay, I had this for Christmas from Dave, and it's the album that Rick Wakeman and Gordon Giltrap did, From a Brush to Stone, and that signature is a genuine Gordon Giltrap.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
It's a double album that Rick and Gordon did. It's lovely. You've got the beautiful piano work of Mr. Wakeman and this Gordon's brilliant guitar play. It's a lovely album.
What
2
year is
LPs.
that, Ian? What year is that?
Old. This is a reissue. This is. I'm not quite sure when it come out. Because of course it's.
Oh, nice.
It's a lovely album. It's even better that it's got the main man, Gordon, signed it. So Dave went out of his way to do this one for me, so jolly decent chap. And also had I had this CD for Christmas as well. The soundtrack for King Creole, and it's an anniversary one, and it's got additional alternate masters as well. So it's got other versions of Love a Doll on it, Steadfast, As Long as I Have You, and King Creole.
And in my opinion, that's the best film he ever did.
Is that the one with a boxer?
No, it's the one where in New Orleans where he's a singer. It's the best movie because I just it's got a proper plot. It's a gangster movie basically.
And there was a lot of location filming in New Orleans with it as well, which is pretty cool.
There is. It's my favourite Elvis film, and it's my favourite soundtrack.
Cool.
But I did treat myself as well.
Spinal Tap.
The end continues. It's absolutely brilliant. And I actually there's a book as well, which I got on Audible. And you've got the serious side of it about it. And then the second part of the book, it's Nick DeBergen interviewing Nigel Tufnell, Derek Smalls, and David St. Hubbins. And that is hilarious.
Those guys are something else.
And then my last bits, I've not got much to show. I wanted to buy the Tornadoes Telstar because I thought I'd got it, but I can't find it. And I went on eBay. I ended up with 3 EPs. The Sound of the Tornadoes from 1962. I think that one's 62. More sounds, and of course the Telstar, and they're all in brilliant condition.
Oh man, I want that Telstar.
Yeah, the Telstar one stands out.
I mean, look at that. That's been looked after, hasn't it?
Oh, nice.
And that deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no crackles on it whatsoever.
I like
They're 33s, aren't they?
No, these are 45s.
45s. All right.
Yeah. So
I
I've
don't
got,
know if everybody here is aware, but I'm an electronic musician. I've been into synthesizer music since the 80s. That is something on vinyl I very much want. I want to find as much of the old 50s, 60s sci-fi music as I can get.
yeah. Yeah, and of course, George Bellamy, who plays keyboards on here, his son is Matt Bellamy from Muse.
I'm just a major fan of that stuff. I got something here, Simon. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Once again, a lot of stuff I'm going to be pulling out here might be really super obscure and not even in most people's wheelhouses. But so this is from the 90s. This is on a label called Emit, and I'm not sure. It was Instinct was the label. Emit was a particular category on the Instinct label that produced this music. I'm not even sure whether or not any of this has been put on wax. I haven't seen it yet, but this is basically a compilation of various artists on the label. And at this time in the 90s, and I would say up to the early 2000s, things like minimalist ambient was coming in. You had stuff like, what do you want to call it? Trance came around about this time too. But this is kind of more abstract, experimental kind of stuff. And just to give you an idea, some of the artists on here, you got Beat System, Gas, Undark, Bad Data, Pablo's Eye, International People's Gang, Miasma. So it just gives you an idea of, pretty much how weird and really cool some of the stuff is. Most of it is very laid back. It's not something that's going to, nothing blasts out. So these are very good, chill out, cool out kind of stuff to listen to.
And do you also DJ, Michael, as well? Because I'm looking at a very fancy console you've got in front of you.
Yeah, I stream. As a matter of fact, now that I'm back in the vinyl community, I will be hooking you guys up with links. I do sets on Twitch and on Mixcloud. I've been doing sets on Mixcloud for years. I just started doing sets on Twitch toward the end of last year, but I'm really kicking off January. I want to simulcast on both at the same time if I can.
Right.
But yeah, so there you're going to get a whole lot more information about some of the stuff that I got in the different deep levels of music that goes way back that a lot of people in the 90s have no idea exists. So yeah, that's going to be my calling now that I'm back, in the community. Yeah, so that's Emit, Beat Exploration.
So there you go then, Michael. Jenny's just said she'll probably be live streaming tonight at 7:30ish CST.
Well, I have to leave here a little later. B says I'll try and catch you. That'll be 8:30 my time. I might be somewhere at that time, but I'll try and catch you later if I can. I'll do my best.
Yeah. Anyone watching?
Definitely in my bed.
I'll be in bed. Anyone who's available who's interested, there you go. She's doing a live stream probably later.
Did Nick have one before that you were going to show?
No, not really. I got given some record drinks coasters as well. Christmas. But speaking of birthdays, I'm a June baby, and as part of my birthday presents, my daughter brought a pair of tickets for us to go and see one of my heroes.
Of course.
Oh, there you go, Gary Newman.
At the O2 in Birmingham. It's 40 years celebrating the Telecon album.
I saw him last year, but he was doing a little bit of everything. But I like those dedicated concerts. That one I would have loved to have seen.
Yeah, oh, it was fantastic. One of his daughters was supporting him, and fair dues to her for doing it, because it must be a bit daunting supporting your father, who's a bit of a megastar, really.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
there'll be a live album of that tour.
Sorry?
I hope there'll be a live album of that tour.
Well, he released one not long before, I think it was.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I think it was a Manchester gig or something like that.
But it wasn't one of those dedicated concerts. I think it was a little bit of everything he was doing at that one.
Yeah, he did. He dedicated ones live albums before, hasn't he? I think he's done Replica.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I think you're right. The show I saw last year, he was part of. He didn't have his daughter. He did all of his stuff, but it was on the bill with Ministry and Frontline Assembly. Those three. It was great. Yeah, pretty.
And for Christmas, she's brought us a pair of tickets to go and see the Anti-Nowhere League.
Oh wow!
Which is next month. Grand old British punk band.
Yeah.
Which I'm really looking forward to. And supposed to be seeing the B-52s as well in June this year.
You're still getting about then at the gigs. I've not been to a gig for decades.
No, I only saw 2 last year. One was with Ian at a pub where he lives. We went to see the Soap Girls for the second time. And they're a good band, but one of the support acts was fantastic. I think it was the Killer Saucers from space or something like that, wasn't it, Ian?
Yeah, they were like a psychobilly, weren't they?
They had like 2 venues in the UK, didn't they, last year? It was around your gaff and somewhere else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think the last gig I went to was Georgie Fame in Lee, which is where he was brought up. And it was around about 2002. And by that time, he didn't have a manager anymore. And it was only because the Working Man's Club owner knew him that he was able to get Georgie Fame to come up and do an afternoon gig at this Working Men's Club around about 2002. And he brought his old Hammond organ with stickers stuck all over it from all over the world. It had such character, that Hammond organ.
Yeah, I've seen
in between every track. Did you find this, Ian? In between every track, he'd give you some sort of anecdote from the old times.
Well, I saw him when he played with Bill Wyman.
All right.
And I think we had Albert Lee as well. It was Bill Wyman had that sort of bluesy band.
Was this back in the 1990s and a bit earlier?
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But he had that he had that Hammond organ. I mean,
right.
And you were looking on, bloody hell, that's been a few places.
Absolutely. And do you know, Ian, because I went there early and I was looking at his Hammond organ and taking photographs of it, and then Georgie Fame walked down the aisle, and I think he was clocking me because he saw I was there on my own, and he saw my interest in the Hammond organ. And shame on me, I was too shy to actually collar him. It would have been easy to have a conversation with him because there was only he and I around, but I was just too shy or overwhelmed to actually say anything to him. So the opportunity passed me by. Sad. Because he was like a hero from way back. I just think he was brilliant. And the Hammond organ is my favorite instrument.
Oh yeah.
I managed to see 2 gigs last year. The Lightning Seeds came down to the south, so I saw them, and I saw Lamar as well. So that's quite good.
Well, I can show you one album that I bought for Christmas, but it might take a bit of while because it's a limited edition and there's a shitload of stuff that came with it.
Okay. All
right. You have to bear in mind that I'm a film soundtrack collector, so you guys aren't going to be able to dance to this one on the dance floor. I might be reversed, Ian. Simon, can you?
No, you're fine. You're all good.
Yeah,
So, and it's not Bernard Herrmann's best score for an Alfred Hitchcock movie, and it cost me 187 quid for this fucking thing. The guy wanted 200. The guy wanted 250 for it, but I managed to knock him down a little bit. So it's the original score for Marnie, but also, let's see if I can find you the stuff that comes with it. One of the extras that comes with it is a reproduction full scale poster. So that's, have I got it upside down? So,
You have, yeah.
sorry, hang on.
it still looks great though.
Okay, there you go. So there's the Marnie poster with Sean Connery on the front. So that's one of the extras that you get with it, but it's a strange.
Hey, 4D. The smoke is making that image look so cool.
But burn a hole in that poster.
That looked really cool.
So this was one of the extras, is that you also get the soundtrack on the CD.
Wow.
So that's the gatefold. So if you look carefully, you can see Hitchcock with his head in his hands in one chair, and you can see Sean Connery and Tippi Hedren sat by the coffee table on the other chair. So that's the CD that comes with it. But also, as well as that, you get, this seems a really odd thing to do. So you also get this 45-inch single from Bernard Herrmann's score for Psycho. So you get that 45 as well. And you also get Nat King Cole singing the Marnie love theme, because he released it as a 45-inch single. So you get those two singles with it as a package. And the last thing you get with this, have I got it here? I may not have it here. Hang on.
They packed quite a bit in there, didn't they?
That's a heck of a package.
Yeah, they did. I think I've got it in the other room, but they also gave, as opposed to this cover, which you've already seen, they also included another cover, a completely different cover for the same soundtrack, which I've never seen anybody do that before. So that was the whole package that you got with it. So that cost me 187 quid, which is the most I've ever spent on any record in my life.
That's quite a chunk.
It is quite a chunk, you're right.
Still.
Oh, here you go. There you go. Sorry, I have got it. So there's one version of the cover which you get. You see? So that's one version of the cover you get. And you also get this cover thrown in. And I've never known any special edition do that before.
No, I don't see that often with anything.
So it's very,
So you got a question here from Jenny. She's asking, do you post videos?
No, in that sense, I don't have a channel because what I always say is I leave that to the professionals, because I'm a writer more than anything else. So I'm happy to just leave comments on other people's videos and now and again guest, but I don't feel any urge to make any videos at all. I don't think I'd be any good at it, and I think I'm better just as writing on the comments threads.
Well, you couldn't be more wrong. One, your speaking style will stop people in their tracks, and two, the vast knowledge that you have, and you already stand in front of people, and as an orator, all you need to do is turn the camera on yourself and act like we're your class, and you're going to be gold.
You could do well, 4D, I think.
You could do very well.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a trainer as well, and it's a natural thing you've got there, 4D. You're natural.
But you don't
have people, so it's a natural thing we've got.
Yeah, but it's nothing that anybody has to do. It's not even an issue of whether or not you should. What we're telling you though is that you can with
right. Yeah, I think I'm better in an interactive situation like this, because even in my lectures, in the lecture theatre, I would always say to the students, don't save your questions to the end of the lecture. Turn it into a seminar and feed me your questions as they come up. it makes the lecture a little bit interactive all the way through. And I'm much better that way because you have to think on your feet a bit more. And also it makes sure the students are more involved, because if they have to wait till the end with their question, they're going to be thinking about that question the whole time instead of listening. So it's better to get it out right away. So I kind of trained myself to be interactive as a lecturer in that way. And I think I perform better or more dynamically in a situation exactly like this, where there's a lot of us on screen together.
Yeah, I found used to find that if you say any questions at the end, they're not interested. They just want to get out the door. And they go, is there any questions? No. And you go, so I did what you did. I said, just if you've got something, put your hand up and we'll discuss it there and then.
Before D, you're going to be pretty much forced. If you go back into lecturing, you're going to find yourself, if you're associated with any college, whatever, you're going to find yourself doing some Zoom stuff. You're going to be online,
right,
doing lectures. So you might as well face it. If you don't do your own YouTube channel and you go back into lecturing, watch. I guarantee you're going to be doing this at least once or twice. It's going to happen.
Right. The other tip I learned about questions is to model when you don't know something as a lecturer. So if you say I don't know, it makes it okay not to know, because if anybody's raising their hands with a question, implicitly they don't know. That's why they're asking. So they'll be more emboldened to do that if they see that the lecturer is okay with not knowing something. They're not embarrassed by it. So I learned that along the way as well, to say I don't know.
I've got a couple of soundtracks here.
I've got one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a brilliant score. Brilliant. Oh, Japanese pressing, is that, Nick?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
I've got the CD as well. My favourite film of all time. But I've got one here I don't think I've ever shown. And I don't think anybody else has got it. I don't know if you got it, 4D. I wanted something that was so typically Japanese. And what could be more typically Japanese than Godzilla?
Oh, I haven't got that. I don't even know who composed it.
I couldn't tell you.
What do you have? You got a lot of Japanese pressings then, Nick? Because you've
no, not a lot. I've got a few.
Okay.
I've got a lifelong friend, even to this day. As a matter of fact, we were hanging out a couple of weeks ago. He is a Godzilla fanatic. He's got like Godzillas in almost every room in his house. And fortunately, his wife doesn't mind.
I couldn't honestly tell you. As we say here in Britain, it's all Dutch to me.
Where do you get them from? Where do you get the Japanese pressings from, Nick?
Mail order from Japan.
Okay.
Now, what kind of pretty decent shipping?
I don't complain. I think the Jaws, the cost and the shipping came to around 50 quid. But the thing is, though, yeah, we all like a bargain. We don't like to pay too much, whether it's for the actual product or the shipping. But at the end of the day, how much does it cost for an airplane ticket to get across to Japan?
Right.
And pick the bloody thing up.
Right.
Be thankful.
And I have never ever had a problem with anything I've ordered from Japan. Never. In fact, the best service I have ever had is from a Japanese seller. I can't remember the album it is now, but I ordered something and it left Japan and got to my front door in 6 days.
Oh wow.
That's pretty
not kidding. 6 days. That is service for you.
I haven't got many, Nick. I haven't got many Japanese pressings, but I did get this one second hand. This is Lalo Schifrin's Cool Hand Luke, which is that one.
Oh, yeah.
But that cost me 38. That cost me 38 quid altogether.
Is that the what we've got here is failure to communicate?
That's
Is that
the one.
correct?
That's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So, and that took me that took about 6 weeks to get to me, but I was happy to wait because it's even though it's second hand, it's in wonderful condition.
Yeah.
Lalo Schifrin was at his peak in the late 60s, so I was happy with that one.
And what about that scene with the boiled eggs?
Oh yeah,
Can I get myself a drink? Talk amongst yourselves.
I put on weight.
While you go away, I'll show. Oh, this is my jacket. I had this last year as a gift as well.
Come up.
The Gillan, the original Gillan album. It was only released in Japan.
Oh, that's awesome, that is.
Yeah, it is, because I played it to Simon and it blew him away. The sound on it is just fantastic.
Well, talking about the sound of Japanese pressings, I first became aware that the Japanese pressings had a reputation for being better sound-wise. I think with I think it was in the 1980s with a soundtrack by John Barry called Body Heat, and there was only a Japanese pressing available. And I can't remember how the word got around, but the word got around that Japanese pressings were more, they were just better sounding. And it was never explained to me why that was the case. And I still don't know.
There are some songs here that are on Mr. Universe, which was the first British, and the sound difference when you play these tracks after each other, this is just far better quality.
Right. So do you generally, and not just with that album, but generally, do you find it so that Japanese pressings really are overall better?
Well, the ones I've heard are, I mean, well, Simon, when we went to Leeds, he brought Avalon Roxy Music.
Hmm.
And when we got back here, we put it on and it just sounded fantastic.
Right.
So, yeah, I think they are.
So that's a good sounding record anyway, though, isn't it, Avalon?
Yeah,
Well,
and it was brilliant, wasn't it? That when we put that first track on, totally blew us away. Anyway, I've got some soundtracks I want to show. One of them, again, was VCLT, and it's one of my favourites. Any Monaco.
Oh, I do.
Once Upon a Time in America, right?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
it is brilliant.
It's an absolute gorgeous piece of music.
It is. I'm glad you listened to it.
I play this quite a lot. I love putting this on a Sunday.
It's so melancholy, isn't it? Some parts of it.
Yeah.
It's just lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, and another one that you got me this year.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, so that was that was.
Yeah, this is a great thing.
Michael,
I did have it, but someone pinched it, and Simon came to the rescue. He found it for me, so it's a good chat. And the other one I like listening to, and that's, I don't know if anyone, Birdie, Peter Gabriel.
I had that.
yeah, I forgot all about Birdie.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a lot of it's studio stuff up till I think the fourth album, just instrumentals, but it's got a brilliant version of Rhythm of the Heat as a instrumental. It's so moving. It's got family snapshots on here. Under the Lock and Key from Wallflower. San Jericho's on here as well. It's just a fabulous soundtrack, that is.
Wow.
Yeah, I brought this
Okay, right.
back in the day, because this came out in 1985. So when this came out, yeah, total underrated, Zed. You're absolutely right. It's a brilliant film. I only went to see the film because Mike Oldfield did the soundtrack.
And Peter Gabriel was on fire around at that time.
Oh God, yeah, he was. He was. It was in between the Fourth and So.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he done to these. Obviously, he stripped them back and got rid of the vocals. But I mean, the Rhythm of the Heat's a brilliant track anyway. But the instrumental one of it is stunning. It's got atmosphere and then didgeridoos. You can feel the heat.
Yeah. And of course, that's it. That world influence he puts in there. You know.
Oh, Absolutely stunning.
I think that was before he formed Real World, wasn't it?
I'm not.
yeah.
I think it was in his head.
Yes, it was the seeds were starting to sprout.
Yeah, I think that could have been the inspiration when he was asked to make this as a soundtrack, and
Possibly.
he just took his other stuff and did something with it. Because it's got the drummers of El Comey on here and Larry Festis on here as well. So that world music sort of thing was thing.
Yeah.
So,
In the VC, I think that film soundtrack albums are kind of underrepresented in videos. I don't see many people making videos just purely looking at the soundtrack collection.
I've done a couple. I've done the Elvis ones, and I've done Tangerine Dreams.
Right.
So,
I haven't been here, so.
Right.
But I've got some soundtracks I could show.
There you go.
I'm sorry. Were you done? Were you done?
Oh, I'm all done. Yeah, I'm all done for now.
A couple of these I'm going to show you. I already showed Vinyl Deal, but I just recently acquired them because I also collect 6-scale action figures. So I went to a collectible show a couple of months back, or 3 or 4 months back, and it was a guy who had albums. I'm like, wait a minute, albums. And I started digging through them, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And most of these were, I don't even think they were played. Even though the albums aren't all pristine, they're all in great condition. But this is the classic.
Midnight Express.
Oh,
That's late 70s, isn't it? I think late 70s, maybe, in 1980.
Late 70s, and of course, it's synthesizer music. Giorgio Moroder. Moroder. So I'm a huge fan of all of this old stuff, man. I create a lot of that stuff myself.
Well, that was on the back of the stuff he did with Debbie Harry, I think.
Oh, it's great stuff.
Oh, that's just brilliant.
That is brilliant. Yeah, that's
I literally just acquired this like 3-4 months ago.
fantastic.
I mean, he had a box, just some outstanding stuff in it. Of course, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Who knows better than Ennio Morricone? Oh my God!
I mean, it's not just the main theme that everybody remembers. The whole soundtrack of that is just magnificent.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
Fantastic film.
Yeah.
When I showed Simon, and he was unaware, or at least not as aware. Come on, bam!
Hold on. So okay.
The album, the song that made Lulu international smash.
I've never seen that soundtrack before.
I never had either, man. This is why when I saw this guy's box, I was going, "Oh my God, look what you got here!"
Is it Michael? Just put that back up again. Is it just a selection of songs, or is there an overall composer behind it? Do you know?
This is the soundtrack to the movie.
Yeah, but is there one composer that's attributed for like the incidental stuff?
Oh yeah. Wait a minute, because I do remember James Clavell was the.
Because I know Lulu did the song, but
you're right. Who's it attributed to?
Like Quincy Jones did quite a few stuff like that, including some UK films like The Italian Job. Or is it
just James Clavell?
Or is it just a selection of songs?
There is.
If there's no attribution,
Crazy. It's not a true.
Okay, so it must be a selection of songs then, without.
Well, now, no, I know they follow. It follows the movie though.
Right.
The writer of To Sir With Love is M. London D and D Black.
Right.
As a matter of fact, there's another song by the two of them, and then there's an instrumental by R. Grainer.
Oh, Ron Grainer. That's Ron Grainer. So maybe he's the overall guy responsible.
Yes, but okay, I think this was done for the movie, but here we go. Look at this one. Music from Music from Lunch Break, Off and Running. Yeah, this is from the movie because I remember the movie really very clearly. Vocals by the Mindbenders. That's correct because they're in the movie.
Right. Yes, they are. Yeah.
In the movie. So
Well, if Ron Grainer's got anything to do with it, I want that soundtrack. Ron Grainer is the guy who did the theme tune for Doctor Who, and his best ever score was for the Omega Man starring Charlton Heston.
Oh,
he did the score for that.
Yeah.
So he's
It's a
a
cracking
great
film.
Yeah.
He did the score for The Prisoner starring Patrick McGowan as well.
now this one, I almost fainted because it's probably in my at least top 20 favorite series of all time. We just lost one of the stars of it last year, just not that long ago. The Fantastic Man.
Oh, right.
You gotta love that cover. I mean, look at what's got your attention. You gotta love it. I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it, man. And it's just the classic 60s noir kind of music. It's just so good, man. It's so freaking good. But he told me he and this has been several months now, and then the holidays got in the way. He told me he's going to start coming more often. I said, please just bring more stuff. I don't know what you got. You got it. And I got other stuff I'll show at another time. But that was just, I must have got, like 20 albums from him and $10.
The original theme tune for Man from U.N.C.L.E., which the original won't be on that album, but it was composed by a guy called Jerry Goldsmith, who's the best ever film composer that I've ever heard. Just because of the versatility of the guy, you could throw him any film genre, from Planet of the Apes to Our Man Flint to some western like Stagecoach, and he could score that film, not just cover it, but cover it to a standard of excellence that would leave any other composer standing.
He was a
marvelous composer.
He was a chameleon for sure.
Yeah, chameleon, right?
It's a bit like Ron Goodwin, isn't it, for the war movies?
633 Squadron and stuff like that. Yeah, cool.
Here's one you definitely won't want.
Lena Lovitch.
She is so cool.
Can you pull it back a bit, Nick? I can't read the title.
Cha-cha.
Okay.
Lena Lovitch and Nina Hagen. It's a, from what I can remember, it's a Dutch film, and it's supposed to be about some petty thief who wants to be a rock star.
That cover's pretty frightening, Nick. It reminds me of an ex-girlfriend, that one on the right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the music's pretty frightening and all. It's
you wouldn't want to trust her to cook your dinner, would you? Really?
No.
You wouldn't want her anywhere near your kitchen.
Well, I only picked it up because
it's a great cover.
Lena Lovitch and Nina Hagen were on the cover. And that sounds interesting.
Yeah,
but it's crap. It really is.
I can believe that too. I mean,
even the film is a load of tripe.
That image is striking, man. I'd say the film just based on the cover.
Yeah.
Well, you've watched it and all, haven't you, Ian?
Yes.
Yeah. You can vouch for me, can't you?
Yeah, it's not the best movie.
What a shame. The cover's brilliant.
She did have a classic lucky number.
I'm sold already.
Well, Lena Lovitch is the most sane person in the film, I think.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Yeah. Nina Hagen's she's madder than a box of frogs.
Yeah.
I mean, she makes Lena Lovitch look sensible, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost angelic. It's scary.
It's probably one of the worst records I've ever purchased.
Awesome.
Keeping for the cover.
You can't get rid of that. You got to keep it.
The film has no sort of proper flow and rhythm to it. There's no there's no sort of story that flows. You know, it's very sort of jumpy and
Yeah, like most of those underground films.
there doesn't seem any rhyme or reason to the film. You know.
Well, that's probably why she looks annoyed. She can't follow the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that say?
That's probably one of the most sensible pictures of Nina Hagen there is.
It's a great cover, though. Great.
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
She looks normal, doesn't she?
Well, what's normal in her world?
Yeah.
Or
I don't recommend that to and, well, if Barry Norman was that's his name, isn't it? The film
Yeah.
critic.
Yeah.
If he was still alive,
He'd say it was rubbish.
yeah, but a bit more ruder than that.
Yeah.
It's absolute shite.
So me and Michael were talking about 80s and 90s movies last week. I don't know if anyone was watching or not, but here are some 80s soundtracks. One I picked up last year.
Is that just thick, or is that that's not a double album, is it?
No.
It looks very well constructed. It just looks very thick.
Oh, it's got the 12-inch single I put in there.
Oh, okay.
So that's original. That's a reissue. The album.
It had a gatefold, you know.
No, it's not.
That would have been neat to have one, though.
Yeah, standard black record.
Nice. Oh, I like that. Nice one.
Yeah. It's only like £8. It's bargain. Second-hand record shop.
Well, you know, they printed like a gazillion of those.
Oh yeah, this is probably one of my favorite movies.
Of course. They finally, as a matter of fact, Simon, the next time I come up, I'll show you a photo. They finally erected the statue here in Detroit, and I was over at the statue just a few days ago. It's awesome, huge.
Oh,
yeah, we're talking about live. Huge bronze statue in the sky, standing in one of our farmers markets. It's awesome.
Awesome. There was a some kind of studio ride thing you could be able to go on in Manchester, Coronation Street, where they filmed Coronation Street, the soap, over the studio over there. There was the Robocop ride, but it's long gone now. So anyway, I'm glad I brought this record when I did, because this is like £100 record now. So
yeah, that's a good one to have.
Yeah, I saw that at the cinema and it sounded brilliant in the cinema.
Yep.
I want to pick up the 4K the movie at some point as well. So none of my all-time favorite movies, filmed in the 80s.
Yeah,
Once Upon a Time in America, Ennio Morricone. Obviously his last movie.
Now that's a whole different front cover than.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a reissue. As Ian showed, one of the German early, if not first press. So yeah, this is a later reissue on gold vinyl. But I can't show you the actual record because it's still in its shrink.
Yeah.
Virtually everybody has in their collection.
I did at one time. I might have to find that again, but I don't anymore.
And this one's pretty common in the charity shops. I found a
yes,
few of these. So it's got a few decent hits on here.
is that the one that's got Living in America, James Brown?
yeah.
Yes, it has. Yes,
I love that. I think that's a brilliant song.
Oh, it's a great song.
Yeah, I got the 12-inch copy of Burning Heart, which I married them together, and a few. Well, I want a soundtrack which no one really talks about, which I've always enjoyed. Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, that's an
Yeah, I like that soundtrack. I love all the Australian.
Yeah,
sort of-
Peter Best, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not the Beatles drummer.
no, not
No.
Pete Best.
No, no.
best, the best.
There you go.
I saw that film at the cinema as well. God.
Yeah, I did too. Shows
86 was.
Yeah, I know.
When you get very, very heavily obsessed with soundtracks, you start to buy soundtracks not by the film, but just by the composer. Like you get so obsessed with a composer, you want every album by that composer. So one of the ones I mentioned before by Lalo Schifrin. So just to show you two examples of it. So this was also by Lalo Schifrin.
Yeah, I'll let you do. 1 sec.
So what I'm showing are soundtracks where people who are not into soundtracks could still maybe dig the groove of a soundtrack like Bullet. So there's that
The
one.
work he does for the Chase is brilliant. That music that he has in the Chase is fantastic.
Well, Ian, the brilliant thing about the Chase is that the first half of the Chase isn't a chase. It's just like the bad guys tailing Steve McQueen, trying to be inconspicuous, and that is scored. And then he doubles back, and suddenly it's Steve McQueen tailing the bad guys, and all that's scored. And then at one point, the villains are trying to get away from Steve McQueen, and they accelerate fast, and that's the beginning of the chase. But the strange thing is, that's when the music stops dead. So in fact, Lalo Schifrin doesn't score the chase. What he scores is the tailing that happens at the beginning, and then as soon as the tires screech and it becomes a chase, he just lets it go and lets the chase speak for itself, which I think was a brilliant choice. He doesn't try to
Dirty Harry films.
Yes, he did. Yeah, you're right. He did.
Yeah.
He did score 2 of the Dirty Harry films. You're
They
right.
both
Yeah.
share the same kind of cool kind of themes, don't they? You know.
Yeah, and Clint Eastwood liked him. So I think Clint Eastwood first noticed him on Kelly's Heroes, because he did the score for Kelly's Heroes as well, Lalo Schifrin.
Right.
But the other thing he's famous for is the theme tune for.
Yes.
So Lalo Schifrin did that too.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, 1960. There's 2 albums. There's Mission Impossible and More Mission. And the one to get if you were only going to buy one is actually More Mission, the sequel album, because it's just got cooler jazz riffs on it. It's the same theme, but the jazz riffs are cooler. 1969.
Very cool.
I did a DJ set on one Sunday, because sometimes I do these Sunday brunch sets, and I did a DJ set where I played different soundtracks, and one of the songs from Bullet I played in my DJ set.
Oh, cool.
That's one I need that 4D. I need it so bad.
This was one of cinema's first purely electronic soundtracks.
Oh,
So the album came out in 1977. The film came out in 1956, but it is the original score. It's just that it was like 20 years delayed before we got a pressing of it on vinyl.
you have the theremin on there. The theremin. Oh,
I can't remember if a theremin is on this.
I'm pretty sure I remember it. Yeah, it's on there.
I have got the theremin score that Bernard Herrmann did for The Day the Earth Stood Still, 1951.
Ooh.
So I've got that. So that's Bernard Herrmann again, the guy who scored all those Hitchcock films. And that's what happens when you get crazy into film soundtracks. You finally discover that the same guy who did all those Hitchcock films like Psycho and Marnie and The Birds and Vertigo and North by Northwest, turns out he did the score for The Day the Earth Stood Still in 1951. He did the score for the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad and Mysterious Island, and a truckload of Ray Harryhausen fantasy monster films as well. And then you start appreciating the range of the guy. And that's just Bernard Herrmann. And then that rolls you on to other composers like Jerry Goldsmith, like Lalo Schifrin. And then if you're not careful, your wallet's fucking empty because you spent all your money on all these composers.
Yeah, because a lot of them were very prolific.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Picked up this last year on CD. Chariots of Fire.
Oh, Chariots of Fire, Vangelis. Did you get Blade Runner as well, Simon, from Vangelis?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Right,
I picked
cool.
up Blade Runner.
Yeah, Vangelis has made some terrific sound.
Yeah.
I listen to this quite a lot. I love it. I never seem to get tired for it. It's I think it's a brilliant soundtrack. I gave you my record, didn't I, Ian? My hobby.
That'll get you out of bed in the morning. That will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the soundtrack to The Bounty. That is brilliant.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got. It's a film that's got. I think it's got Mel Gibson in it, Anthony Hopkins. Really, really good album. I've picked up a couple. I went and found a couple of more. Now, if you want a great pop album from the 80s and a good soundtrack, you can't go wrong with that, can you?
Breaking Glass.
Yeah.
Hazel O'Connor.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I actually saw her live with XTC 1980.
Oh, brilliant.
Andy Partridge.
Oh, brilliant. You know, this is a brilliant album.
Hang
It's
on.
a great song. It's a great film.
It
That's
is.
just some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Breaking Glass.
It's brilliant. I picked this up for a £5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, £5 in a new record shop I found. Mint condition.
Oh,
Plays perfectly.
I would love to have that.
Yeah.
Well, your entire vinyl collection, Ian, must be like just in 1 year because you've only had a turntable again for your last year.
I've been,
So everything you've got is bought from the last year.
this
that
one
right?
isn't. This was
You had a
bought-
turntable before, didn't you? Like before you brought the new one.
yeah. This is I brought this when it came out.
I've got that.
Yeah, this is an original copy. There's no stickers on it. That's how it come.
Yeah. Someone wrote on my copy.
Classic. Of
It
course.
is classic. You know, I brought that. I've had the single. I brought the single, Another Brick in the Wall, and I wanted the album for Christmas because I'd seen, you know, and this is what I got for Christmas. One of my uncles bought it for me because
Nice.
he was a dude.
Nice.
So yeah, this is January 1979. Whenever it come out. Yeah, original copy. Because all the other copies had that sticker on it.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that sticker with the wall, Pink Floyd. Mine never came with that.
I had that album at one time. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's long gone.
No, people say, "Oh, well, you haven't got the sticker." I just don't want the sticker because it didn't come with a sticker.
That's fine.
Did you say you bought that when it first came out, Ian? Or did I mishear you?
Yeah, that. Well, it was brought for me for the Christmas of the year it came out.
Oh wow.
I've got some CDs here for you and Nick, Ian.
Oh,
That one which I told you about.
yeah.
This one.
Got
got
you.
covered.
Yeah.
This is a nice little. Look at this. Look.
That is really, the acoustic set's really good.
Look, 3-disc set, I believe.
Yeah, it's one of them. The actual
Hang on.
concert.
Hang on. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you got 3 discs. One's a DVD, I think.
Yeah, it's the concert. I've seen it on when it was on telly. It's
Yeah.
not bad for an acoustic album.
Oh.
I can't even imagine the status quo. In the
Do you want this? I picked it up in Blu-ray. So I saw it at a charity shop. I thought you might like it. Rise of the Foot Soldier, Part 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I'll have a bit of that. I
Yeah.
like a bit of grotesque violence.
First one is really good. Second one is
There you go.
First one is actually because one of the guys, he's got a YouTube channel now. He's really good. He just like the downfall of people. But yeah, I like the first one. I think
So you like a Blu-ray copy of it, it's yours. I'll put it with those CDs. And Nick, I was going through my CD collection clearing out some CDs and things, and I know you like Laurel and Hardy, and I had
Brilliant.
this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
If you want that, I'll send it to Ian to send to you. We'll give it to you.
Can you
And
turn it, Simon? Can you just turn that round the other way so I can see what the tracks? Can you put it right up to the camera? I can't see it.
No, I
Is
can't
it? I mean, is it mostly dialogue, or is?
You know what?
I'm guessing Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia must be on there somewhere. I would think.
The first track is In the Good Old Summertime.
That's the song.
Yes, probably all the music that's on the
Yeah.
on the film on the
Oh,
list.
Jackson, you are the ideal of my dreams. At the hotel, phone call, looking for Mr. Smith. We don't sell ice cream. So yeah, they're all songs I think from.
Well, you know, Oliver Hardy had quite a brilliant voice, actually.
So, and also, I know you mentioned the Goon Show, and I had this, Nick.
Right.
If you want this,
Oh, yeah. I love old school British comedy. I really do.
to this set of all the Goons, I think it's virtually their hit, some sort of comedy act on the radio.
Called out more. Yeah, I'm
I'm
walking for
walking backwards for Christmas. I bought that as a single about 1974, something.
Yeah,
like
I've got that on single.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want that as well, I'll send it all to you.
So I wasn't exactly a punk, was I? Buying that in 1974. I'm walking backwards for Christmas.
No.
I got a quick one for you. You guys were just mentioning.
Yeah, I've got that one, Nick. I've got that one too, Nick. That's
Just show Nick quickly.
yeah, that's got Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia on it from way out west. Yeah, that's brilliant. That came out about 75.
I'll soon tell you. Yeah, 75.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
bought
it's
that. They were brilliant.
Oh yeah.
just quickly, I've got one more to show, and I don't know why Ian hasn't shown this.
Oh, of course, yeah, the greatest. Yeah,
That's awesome.
God, I wish I had that washing machine. My whites never come out like that.
yeah, it's a brilliant soundtrack, isn't it?
I like their outfit, man. Those outfits were killer, man. I'm sorry. They were killer.
That's it. I'm done.
Over to you then, Michael.
All righty. We're just talking about it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, even to this day,
Nice.
this is my favorite movie of all time. Nothing ever will top this movie, ever.
No, I love that movie. I didn't like the new one at all.
I did, and I thought to myself, if Harrison Ford doesn't show up, they could kick rocks. But I enjoyed it, man. Personally, I thought they done a better job. They could have done a better job with any movie ever. But was it a fitting sequel? I thought it was absolutely a fitting. But
yeah, I mean, that scene in there, Daryl Hannah actually injured herself, didn't she, when she fell into that van? She actually cut her arm and broke her elbow when she hit the glass on that van when she was escaping.
Oh yeah. And Harrison Ford, he said this is his worst experience making a movie ever, and it winds up being one of the greatest classics.
Yeah, because he didn't get on with the director, did he? They had disagreement.
Not at all.
Wasn't it?
They did two versions of the movie, one with and one without narration.
They did. There's about 3 versions altogether. I mean, I like the narration because it's like a private eye sort of thing, you know.
Harrison Ford said but you could tell he didn't want to do because he really is talking very.
Yeah.
There are clips of him during that session. He just doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I've got the director's cut of Blade Runner.
Let me reach into the old CD bag, see what we got in here for you guys.
I mean, I like them all. I like all 3 cuts. They're all good, I think.
Nice.
Jazz collection. Okay. West Montgomery.
West Montgomery.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a really nice one. Really nice one. It's got Georgia on My Mind, Down Here on the Ground, which I love. Going to Detroit. Good ones. Let me reach it. These guys are great.
Can't read it. What's
Oh, let me hold on a second here. Maybe get rid of some. Man, I'm getting
You have to read it, I think.
Oh,
Michael.
this is not easy because it's so. Oh, I yeah.
It's glaring off the cover, I think.
yeah. You have to
I got-
read it out loud.
Hold on. Give me one second. Hold on. I know what to do. It's getting lighted out because I don't have this other light on. This might help. All right, let's try it this time. There we go. That's better.
The
Isley
Alley Brothers. Okay, got it. The Alley Brothers. Mission of Ladies. Got it.
This came out in the 90s, and this was a big comeback for them. They had a couple of hits off here. Huge comeback. What they decided to do, they got into letting some other producers come in and help them out. And they knew that like their time was kind of fading. So they got in with some of the neo soul young black producers of that time. And they blew right back up again. And they haven't come down since then. They've been huge. Let me pull
Right.
out one.
Producers can do that, can't they? They can reinvent a band to some extent.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And bring them back. Of course, this is in my top 5, if not number 1, but it's hard to put them at number 1 because OMD is a huge, and Ultravox too. But come on, guys.
Kraftwerk.
Oh, Kraftwerk, yeah.
Transhuman to the Express. Yeah, good album.
Yeah.
I think in another case, I hate cases that crack, But yeah, I mean, not too many bigger classics than this. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I remember the first time I heard this. Actually, I heard it at a neighbor's house whose relatives were visiting Detroit from Ohio, believe it or not. And they played the song, and I'm like, "What the heck is this?" And it was off to the races. Yeah. So there you go.
Cool.
That just gives you a little taste of how diverse my collection is. It's great.
I just went and fetched this while that. It's just, if you Lauren Harley, how about the complete collection on there?
Beautiful. Can't go wrong with it.
It's got all the silent ones as well.
Right.
There is 21 discs, and each disc has got about 7 or 8 films on it, shorts.
Maybe my favorite one of theirs is called Me and My Pal, where Oliver Hardy's going to get married, and what does Stan bring him for a wedding present? A fucking jigsaw puzzle.
I know, they're all doing that. Brilliant, isn't it? My favourite is Busybodies.
I get them all mixed up, and I can't. Nothing.
Yeah, it's the one where they're in they're the carpenters, and Stan gets Ollie gets a bristle glued to his face.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now it's coming back to me. The slapstick in that is quite violent. Actually, it's like a forerunner to that Rick Mayall, Adrian Edmondson sort of.
Yeah, there's another one on there. It's where they're in a traffic jam. It's a silent movie, and they wreck each other's cars. And there's another one where this is silent, selling Christmas trees in California in the summer.
When they wreck the house.
Yeah, that is absolutely.
Yeah.
And the one where they pull each other's trousers down, it's so silly, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah, I can put this on in an afternoon and just chuckle away. Even though I've watched it 1,000 times.
Yeah, wonderful.
We have something we used to have something called the Sunday morning movie, which was great. It came on every week, usually like around 8 o'clock in the morning. And all they showed were the old classic black and whites, Laurel and Hardy. They would even show the East Side Kid, Bowery Boys, Marx Brothers. I missed that Sunday morning movie. Wow, it was awesome. Yeah, but they shot.
I used to like Buster Keaton as well and Harold Lloyd.
Yep. He was incredible.
You couldn't get more deadpan than Buster Keaton. He just never broke. His face always remained the same, no matter what the fuck was happening.
He was just brilliant. I mean, that scene where he's laying the track down on the trains and the house. He stood there and that.
Yeah, and it fell down. It just had to be right where the window frame was, otherwise he'd have been killed.
Yeah, brilliant. I wasn't a big fan of Charlie Chaplin though. I didn't find him so funny.
Right.
I agree with you. He was not that funny to me.
But Harold Lloyd and Laurel and Hardy, even the silent Laurel and Hardy's, I just love them.
I think Harold Lloyd, even to this day, really is still underrated. I mean, he was incredible.
When I was a boy in the 1960s, all the way through the 1960s, the BBC used to hold on to the Marx Brothers films until there was some season festivities like Christmas time or Easter. So in my head now, all these years later, they're still associated with that sort of fun seasonal time of Christmas and Easter and sort of those special times, because the BBC would hold them back all year. Just those.
Yeah, I haven't. I keep looking for a DVD with them films on because I love them Marx Brothers, especially as a kid.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're out there somewhere.
The thing that made Harold Lloyd so amazing is that he would do all of his own stunts and hanging off of that clock. That's the real deal.
Yeah,
but he actually had a bum arm. He had an arm that was disfigured. So to be in real life, so to be doing all of these stunts with a disfigured. I didn't know that until maybe a few years ago. I was like, what? The guy actually had a bad arm? And he was doing this.
I used to put that on when I was a kid on BBC Two at tea time. They put every night you'd get a Harold Lloyd.
Yeah, I remember.
We used to watch it religiously.
I love Harold
Lloyd. Along with the theme tune, "Hooray for Harold Lloyd."
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I love Harold Lloyd.
But in the early 60s, it was Bob Monkhouse who brought the silent comedies to my generation's attention when we were like 5 or 6 years old, because he would used to run a Saturday morning program on BBC that would just show all these silent movies, and it was our first experience of them.
I had a grandfather that was all into that, so I always. We talk about Laurel and Hardy, and even when like my nieces and nephews, you'd put that on, and they would laugh.
Yeah, timeless.
It is timeless. Laurel and Hardy is timeless.
Yeah.
Well, chaps, it's been a really enjoyable conversation.
Cool. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been a fun live stream. I want to thank everyone's involvement for jumping on and contributing to the live stream. Michael, you're just an absolute professional, and 4D, you bring so much to our live stream. You really do.
Thank you.
Ian, Nick, thank you both for coming on, showing what you got and doing your part. So thank you very kindly, everybody. I'm going to close it down now, and if you want to come backstage and have a quick chat, we can do that. So don't feel like you have to rush off anywhere. So thank you, people in the chat, and all those who watch it. Do appreciate it. But till next time, bye for now.
Bye.